NBA fans, welcome back to my channel. Jordan versus LeBron. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. This one is called The Chosen Choker. And we're going to look at LeBron's first 3 seasons in the NBA. And, you know, when we look at the top 5 greatest players of all time, which for me, LeBron's not even in that class. But when we talk about people like Wilt, Jordan, Bird, Magic, Kareem, we want to know what made them so good overall. But what's gonna be the footnote of everything is most great players, especially top 5 players, they was great or fantastic their first 3 seasons. We look at Kareem. He won a title in his first 3 seasons, and the MVPs and the stats that he put up. We look at Bird. He won a title in his first 3 seasons, putting up crazy stats. And same with Magic. Won the championship his rookie season, and all the stuff that he did in his first 3 seasons. And we look at people like Michael Jordan. He didn't win a championship in his first 3 seasons, but he was setting scoring records against the Big Five Celtics. He, as a rookie, he led his team in 4 statistical categories, which has never been done before and since. We know about Wilt Chamberlain. What he did is just incredible. And a lot of people like to bang on Wilt Chamberlain about this and that, but the LeBron, it's mostly LeBron fans that have been, the LeBron media trying to throw his legacy out. But when you look at it, what they do for Michael Jordan, they say, let's don't talk about championships. Let's talk about stats. The stat line, 27, 7, and 7. But if you want to talk about the stat line that makes you a GOAT, well, Wilt is he's the official GOAT, right? I mean, you can't beat his stat line, right? So the LeBron fans, they really don't know where they want to go with their lives. I look at it like this. For me, Jordan is the greatest player of all time, and I'm going to tell you why. Or I can just say, we got to look at it like this. Okay, let's look at it like this. The greatest on-court basketball player of all time, and then you got to look at who had the better career. Those are 2 different things. So for me, I think Wilt is the greatest on-court player of all time. Nobody's better than Wilt, because they was counting blocks and all this stuff. He would have like 6 defensive player of the year. I think Russell would have about 4. He probably would have about 5, 6 block titles and stuff like that. So Wilt, when you put that along with his rebounds and his points, his assists, he's the greatest player ever on the court, basketball player. But as far as career, when we put everything together and we talk about accolades and we talk about championships in the playoffs, the regular season, Jordan is the greatest player of all time. You can't dispute that. But you can't dispute that Jordan is better than Wilt. Now, did Jordan come in the league try to be better than Wilt? Of course he did. I mean, he's a 6'6" guard. He was doing stuff that nobody ever did. I mean, he had, 100 steals? No, 200 steals and 100 blocks in back-to-back seasons. So these are the things, when I talk about LeBron, what Jordan had to live up to when he came into the league. He had to be better than, I'm saying ultimately, he had to have a better career than Kareem, Magic, Bird, Wilt, Russell. These are the guys he had to live up to and be better than to be considered the GOAT. Okay? And I can tell you what, Jordan, after his first 3-peat, he was considered the GOAT. I'm just trying to tell you, I got a video that I just made not too long ago about how Jordan was a top 5 player after his first 3-peat, after his first retirement. And you can go look up the stats. I'll put them up on there. And so let's get back into LeBron. And this is what he had to live up to, right? When he came into the league, I don't remember Wilt, Kareem, Bird, Magic, Jordan, Dr. J. I said Dre. These guys ever coming into the league and saying they are the king before they even step foot in the league. I mean, like, really? Really? Could you imagine? I mean, they would. I mean, the disrespect, and some of his fans say now, "Oh no, he wasn't calling himself the king. That's what people was calling him." Well, just for respect of past players and the players that was in the league, that when he came into the league, you would tell people, "Hey, man, don't call me the king." I mean, I got a standard to live up to of all these great players that's already been in the league. Shaq, Kobe, Jordan, Bird, Magic, Wilt, Russell, Kareem, all these past great players. I can't come into the league, especially a high schooler, and call myself the king. And they say this guy lived up to expectations, as we'll get into these numbers in a minute. But what was the expectations? He was a chosen one, and he was the king. So the expectations was that you do the similar things that Jordan, Wilt, Kareem, Bird, Magic, Russell, these type of guys, these were the expectations, that you be better than these guys or just as good coming into the league for you to be calling yourself the king. Otherwise, you didn't live up to expectations. I'm trying to tell you, the first 6 years, 7 years, I didn't see this guy live up to any hype. Okay, so live up to his own hype, and I got the videos on that if you want to check them out. So the chosen choker, the first season, no All-Star selection, missed the playoffs, and shot actually 41% from the field, 5.9 assists, 3.5 turnovers per game, and was a minus 144. Ouch. Carmelo Anthony, they robbed your butt. Carmelo Anthony was like a plus, I don't know, like 86 or something like that. And he made the playoffs, and he shot a better percentage from the field, and he was actually a shooter because LeBron shot like 70% of his shots in the paint and still could only shoot 41% from the field. Y'all got to stop, man. So you can see him watching the playoffs like he has a lot in his career. So we go that same year, but we go to the Summer Olympics because, he didn't make the playoffs. They put this guy on the Olympic team, and goodness, he was a minus 144 for the season and shot 41% from the field. And when this guy didn't get any playing time, here come his fans. Oh, you can't blame it on him. He lost. He lost. They wouldn't let him in the game. That's how horrible of a shooter this guy was, that they wouldn't even let him in the game. And he lost to Manu Ginobili, okay? This guy was a six man. He lost to Argentina. Manu Ginobili was a six man in the NBA. And his cast of teammates, they're not NBA players. I think Scola was or something like that coming off the bench. They had Wade, Bosh, Duncan, LeBron. They had all these guys, and that's why you got to be scratching your head. Is the NBA really rigged or something? Because when these guys went to international play, they're getting their asses beat. So how come when they're back in the NBA, they're just these superstars over these international players? I mean, something ain't adding up. Not with that kind of talent right there. You would be blown out. You would be blowing these guys out. Okay, it wasn't like they was playing Steve Nash and Dirk together on one team with Manu. I mean, let's look at this. So after he choked that up, next year he missed the playoffs again in the weakest East since the 1950s. And he missed the playoffs with an All-Star teammate. And Jordan, he would have still been getting killed to this day if that would have happened to him. But LeBron fans kill him for getting swept and putting up record-breaking numbers in the playoffs. We go down to where we're going to the next season. He did make the playoffs, and this is incredible right here because he took a 3-2 lead going back home on Detroit. Detroit. He was about to close out Detroit at his crib, his first time in the playoffs against a Detroit team that just, what was it, a couple years ago won the championship. That just shows how weak the LeBron era East really was, okay? But still, yet, he went home with a 3-2 lead to close it out, had 32 points, but he shot 8 for 20 from the field, 40% field goal percentage, 20% from the three because he was shooting a brick fest. I got the video on that. Go check it out. LeBron's 2006 playoffs. 7 turnovers was a -2. So he didn't close that out at home. He goes to game 7. They go back to Detroit. He had 27 points, 11 for 24 from the field, 40% free throw percentage, 0% three-point percentage, shooting a brick fest, 3 turnovers, 62% from the line. Because, of course, he's going to leave all these points out on the court. He just, when you guys say this guy is a good shooter, just look at or a great shooter. He's not even a good or a great shooter. Look at the free throw percentage. You can't be a good shooter if you're shooting in the 70s, in the low 70s too. And he was a -16. So that was his first meltdown of his career. They won't talk about that in the media, especially the LeBron media, because it kills the whole GOAT debate. And if you want to be real, 06, 07, 7 playoffs, guess what? He was a -49 for the playoffs. So how did he carry a team to the finals? And then he went there and melted down like ice. So 08, I got that video. I mean, he got destroyed. He went against his first super team. I mean, he got destroyed. I've never even seen anybody put up percentages like that. It was ridiculous. Go look at that video. I got that video. We know about 2009. He melted down there as a number 1 seed. 2010, he melted down there as a number 1 seed. Went got his super team, melted down in the finals. So in essence, this guy melted down in his first 8 finals? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So his first, I think, 6 playoffs, he melted down. So let's look at this. He went to the FIBA, got destroyed in the FIBA with great players too. The Wade was coming off a championship. LeBron was coming off, I think he came off like 30 points per game or something. You had Wade, Bosh, all these guys, they lost to these grease sewer workers, and that was for the silver medal. They didn't even they didn't even qualify for the gold medal to play in that game. So this guy, I mean, you guys got to be kidding me. This guy is the biggest show. Look, these grease sewer workers, like Too Raw for Sports like to say, nobody even knows who these guys are. That's why I say you got to be thinking the NBA has to be rigged because they get beat in international play. So tell me what